Hey everyone, I'm Myles, and with me today...
Hello, my name's Jade.
Tonight we went to see Prometheus, the new movie by Ridley Scott. It was the first time I'd seen it. You saw it yesterday.
It's the second time that I've seen it. So,
But
first time in normal, second time now in 3D.
Yeah, if you've not seen the movie yet, stop this video, go check it, and then come back.
Yeah, and we don't want to spoil it.
We don't want spoilers.
Spoilers alert. Spoilers alert.
And even, seeing reviews, the less you know about the movie before you see it, the better. I was actually invited to a 20-minute screening of the movie with Ridley Scott and some of the cast in London. Being someone who's not a huge fan of 3D, seeing it on this huge screen, it just blew my mind. And I was actually going to make a video about that, about my excitement, but then I thought I'll wait until I've actually seen the movie and have something of substance. You're a big Ridley Scott fan?
Massive Ridley Scott fan. And Alien, Blade Runner, Gladiator. Who doesn't like Ridley Scott? Don't watch the video if you don't like Ridley Scott.
What? Do you think it's only for Ridley Scott fans?
No, it's not. That is the thing. Prometheus is a film that you can watch just being a sci-fi fan, just being a film fan, really. You don't have to really watch Alien to appreciate Prometheus. That is what I believe, but Alien is just going to make the experience better.
Definitely, because for anyone who doesn't know, this is it started off as a prequel. What actually happened was Ridley Scott went to Fox before it even got commissioned, and he'd already designed sort of the ship layout and the suits they were wearing, because he's just very full on. And he then gave the script to two writers, one of which was Damon Lindelof, who did Lost. We are both huge Lost fans.
Massive Lost fan.
The reason why is because it's, for me, the metaphor of why are we here and sort of the meaning of life. And anyone who knows me, I'm pretty intense. I love films that are about the bigger picture, the search for answers of the world's biggest questions, and it was
definitely.
all about that.
I kind of saw a lot of religious connections within the film from watching it a second time. It's not a massive theme of the film, it's only kind of there if you look for it. She mentions about wearing her cross, still believing in her religious views, which I think is quite interesting, considering it as a sci-fi and film, which usually goes against religion.
Definitely.
Prometheus has landed.
These are ancient civilizations that were separated by centuries, and yet this same pictogram was discovered in every one of them.
They're smiling.
I think they want us to come and find them.
We're all here because of a map you two kids found in a cave.
Not a map, an invitation.
From whom?
I was really hyped up about the movie. The trailers just make you really excited, and it was only going to disappoint people that had that much excitement. And actually waiting for the reviews to come out that knocked it a bit, said there were issues, there were plot holes and stuff like that. It was visually good, but the script was flawed, some people were saying. I mean, I'm glad I read those reviews because it downplayed my expectation. I did a video recently called A Drop in the Ocean, which is about how we, on the grand scale of how long the planet's been here, we haven't been here very long at all. And I got quite depressed thinking about how much technology is changing at the moment. And we can probably understand what we're going to develop in the future, but we're probably not going to be around to see it. And that kind of saddens me. I don't want to leave this life until you have all the answers. And Lost, that's what it was about, really. When Lost ended, there were still questions. When you had answers, there were more questions.
Yeah, I mean, it's a prequel, but it also leaves it open for another film if you want to imagine that. I mean, I wouldn't possibly want them to do that, but
they are. They've already said they are. Well, Damon Lindelof said when he wrote the script that when you do a prequel, you know how it's going to end. But he says that he wrote Prometheus if Alien was Z, you write A to Y.
Yeah.
So that there's that gap afterwards. Definitely. Going back to Lost, it's the whole point of when the series was over. That's kind of your life's over and there were still questions left unanswered.
It was really weird because I got really sucked into Lost. I was a bit of a loser with Lost, and at the end I was
too.
What?
What was his full name? Peter Wayland, played by Guy Pearce, who is the one that funded the exhibition. And it turns out that he was on the ship. They were cryogenically frozen when on this ship because they had to go, was it 2.5 years?
Yeah.
And he said that he only had a few days to live anyway, so he wanted to be cryogenically frozen until this exhibition happened for him to meet his maker. And it goes back to what I was saying about we have such a short time on this planet. Are we ever going to be satisfied? Because the conclusion of the movie was it doesn't matter if you found out who created humans.
Because he punches him in the face.
You find out who created us, but then who created them.
That's why she keeps her religious beliefs, because who came from them. She obviously is a religious person, believes in God.
There were a lot of criticisms about the movie. Plot holes. And I didn't really find that many plot holes. The one thing that bothered me was near the end, was as the ship was crashing, the two main characters are running away from it, and it was a thin ship falling that way, and they kept running that way.
They always run forwards.
Yeah, but they're not crabs.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I know. They should have run out the way. But saying that, if I was to give it plausibility, in moments of panic, irrational thinking, you just...
Guys are going to be a little bit disappointed. There's not much nakedy Charlize Theron. I'm sorry. There's more nakedy hot guy, so that's probably going to be a bad thing for the guys.
I love Noomi. I didn't meet her, but I was there in front of her. She's so lovely.
Yeah, I think...
Her accent.
I think he kind of stalks her a little bit.
Stalks her? I was there, I was invited. Any rumours of me following her afterwards are completely wrong. Michael Fassbender, who played David, the android, was awesome.
He was amazing.
A lot of my friends who've gone to see it and have been disappointed, I think it's just because they're expecting something that gives answers to Alien, because it's about a space jockey. And it was actually weird, because when I watched the movie, straight away, like, I thought, oh, we're not going to see much of the space jockeys. And then when they examined the head and it realised to be a helmet, I was kind of disappointed, thinking, oh, I was thinking it was going to be an alien creature. But then by the end of it, I was like, actually, no, this is amazing. The thing I will say about the movie in conclusion is it's a future classic. And what I think always happens with movies that go down in history as awesome movies, and there's always going to be ones that do really well as soon as they come out, but it's ones that, especially in sci-fi and horror, they always get slated. Like Donnie Darko, Rotten Tomatoes, if you go on that website where they take all the reviews in the world and put it in the blender, Donnie Darko got slated when it first came out. And then when people saw it was a cult following and people started realising, oh, it's a film you watch again and again.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I do think it is going to be one of those films, like, totally depending on your thing. Like, The Thing is one of those films for me, like an old classic. I do think it is going to be a film that in 15 years' time, you're going to have people younger than you, maybe your kids or anything, going to be like, watching Prometheus, such a good film. You're going to be like, saw that when I was like 20.
Well, when you look at things like Alien, that was like 30 years ago, and you always look at classic films and you're like, I wonder what it would have been like to watch it then, but now this could be one of those movies.
Yeah.
I do wonder, like, if Alien fans would be disappointed, but I think if you're expecting it to be an Alien movie,
I don't know if Alien fans are going to be disappointed by that, because I'm a massive Alien fan.
No, I'm saying...
And I love the fact that it's open to everyone.
But I'm saying Alien fans who are disappointed is because they're expecting, like, it to be completely about, and it is its own movie. It's like music. For me, there are two types of albums. There are ones that you get them straight away and you love it because they're obvious singles on the album. And then you've got ones that take a while to grow on you and, like, you have to let it soak in.
The growers.
Yeah. The films I love and the shows I love and the music I love is always about humanity, and it's stuff that just asks the bigger questions. Because I was watching something, this is a bit of a digression, but Neil Tyson, he's an astrophysicist.
Okay.
He says the amount of money that has been spent in the history of NASA is less than the banker bailout they've recently done.
Yeah.
And he says the fact they're cutting back the space programs is a joke because they haven't got their priorities right. And he said that decades ago, people in the world started dreaming about the world of tomorrow. Like, we could go into space, we can see new planets. And because we're cutting all that back now, that you were just dreaming about getting a promotion or doing another spreadsheet.
In Prometheus, the years are 2000, I think it's 93.
Yeah, something like that. But this movie makes me want us to go into space.
I want to go.
They found planets that are inhabitable.
Yeah.
Out there right now. There are possibly people or creatures out there that are as intelligent as, or more intelligent than we are,
definitely.
Asking the same questions. And it goes back. If you haven't seen my video, I will put a link here somewhere to my A Drop in the Ocean, because there's a clip at the end of that video where it zooms out of Earth and shows you how big the universe is, and we have to go. We have to travel space.
Definitely.
Am I being a geek or am I being...
No, you're not being a geek. I'd love to go. I just don't think I'm rich enough to get one of those golden tickets.
That's it. Well, recently they were talking about if there was ever a journey to Mars to colonise it, it would be a one-way trip. And would you want to be one of those people? Because I said it was like death, which is actually something that was brought up in Prometheus. Well, actually, they didn't say this, and I thought they were going to quote Lost, which is, this place is death. It's like if you left and went on an exhibition and you weren't coming back, That's quite terrifying.
I think it would depend on emotionally where you are in your life, because it is.
Good point. Because it was the same with Wayland, wasn't it? He was in his last days of life, and before he dies,
Yeah.
he wants to meet his creator. So I think, in conclusion for this movie, it's why Donnie Darko does well. People that review the movie for it's what it is are people that come out like we're doing now, except we've kind of gone to the next stage, which is discussing the issues and
just talking about random stuff.
But it's what art.
But that is what makes film so good.
And art.
Yeah, exactly.
Art is what causes discussion and look at the bigger picture. And the fact that an epic sci-fi with all these cool graphics. By the way, the intro you said was going to be good.
Intro,
is mind blowing.
I kind of whispered to myself, like, this is the best cinematic intro ever.
I was wondering if the trailer had given too much away. But when stuff happened, when she went in that chamber to get the baby, the fetus removed, I'd seen in the trailer when you pause it, you see this thing floating above her. And actually, what I thought the ending was going to be before I'd seen it was that she was going to be used to create the first xenomorph, which is the alien.
Yeah.
And it did happen, but indirectly. When I was connecting the trailer and what I'd seen there to what was happening in the movie and knew what was coming, yes, it spoilt it a bit, but it was in a completely different context. I think average ratings are like 80%, and I think that's a fair review. But for me, on a personal level, it's way beyond because it connects with what sort of stage I am in my life at the moment.
My favourite films are films that make me go out, go home, and leave me buzzing with, like, thoughts. Why not have a little think about life? It's good.
The other thing I'd say is I wish I'd seen it in the IMAX, because when I saw the 20-minute preview, it was obviously because Ridley Scott was there, they put it on this huge screen. And I was completely immersed, and like when it did the shot of it rotating in space around the ship, the sound of the engine roaring was completely immersive.
Yeah.
As where we saw it today, the 3D was okay, but it wasn't as immersive, and I'd go and see it again for that.
Looking forward to Batman.
Maybe. I wasn't very impressed by the trailer.
Batman trailers.
I was impressed by the original trailer. That one, it was kind of just.
Tell Myles that he should be really excited over Batman.
But hey, isn't that a good thing that I'm not? Because then I'm more likely to be impressed when it's.
But still, it's Batman.
I think the best thing possible is to just have your expectations crushed. Isn't that what they say about life? They say whenever you're going through anything, expect the worst possible outcome and realise it's going to be better than that.
That'll be our little leaving quote for the day. Cheers
to Prometheus, to Ridley Scott, to all the cast and crew. Good job.
Yeah.
That's what they say in the States. Good job.
Good job.
So, I'm Myles, been joined by my friend Jade.
Hello.
Can we say adios to next time? Adios to next time.
Adios.
We've just done this entire talk about Prometheus, and when driving home from watching it, there was like one major part in the film I wanted to talk about, so I'm having to add it at the end. What I really loved, and I thought was one of the most profound moments of the film, was when Elizabeth Shaw met one of the space jockeys, her maker, and it was all about Wayland asking the questions because he had a few days left, and she kept interrupting, saying, "Why have you done this? Why have you done that? Why have you got some of us killed?" Yeah, and in that moment, she was effectively like, that was a metaphor of what people are like on planet Earth. You know, when people say, how could you believe in God when he allows bad things to happen, like famine? And,
which is the main argument about religion.
Yeah, when it comes down to the questions that matter, if we ever found our creator, that's what people would ask, is why did you abandon us, or why are you trying to destroy us?
Why are there bad things?
Yeah, and the truth is, it was probably out of their control. Yeah.
Yeah.